Japan says that peace in the Taiwan Strait is not only important for the country's security, but is also a cornerstone of global security. Those comments come from Tokyo's annual Diplomatic Blue Book, which looks at how Japan will engage with countries in the region to promote security. One section of the report touches on China's recent large-scale military drills, which Japan labels as coercive and intimidating maneuvers. The report also says Japan should work more with the U.S. to increase defense spending and to take more active measures to prevent a conflict in the region. To learn more about how Japan is viewing its security environment, I spoke to Robert Ward. He's the Director of Geoeconomics and Strategy at the International Institute for Strategic Studies based in London. When we look at how Japan is talking about security around Taiwan, has that approach changed at all?
If you look at, for example, the G7 communique after the Hiroshima summit in 2023, they also talk about the importance of peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait and the importance of that for the international community. And why that's important for Japan is because Japan wants the issue to be seen as a global issue. And why that's important is because Japan wants lots of other countries also to be interested in preserving the status quo, so preserving stability in the region. So this is part of Japan's attempt to create strategic complexity in the region for China, but also to sort of cross-brace, if you like, its own security interests and that of the US in instabilities.
Let's say that there was a conflict around Taiwan. How would Japan be affected?
If there was a contingency in Taiwan, Japan would be one of the major geopolitical losers, probably globally, obviously, apart from Taiwan. Japan is sits so close to Taiwan, Yonaguni Island, the westernmost island of Japan, sits 100 kilometers or so away from Taiwan. You can see Taiwan from Japanese territory on a clear day. So really, really important for Japan, given the volatility coming from the US at the moment. The task here has perhaps got a bit more difficult for Japan. So Japan's trying to increase its agency within its security treaty relationship with the US to show that it's pulling its weight, to show that it's spending more money on defense and so on. So that is the core of Japan's strategic posture on Taiwan. But then it's seeking to supplement this core with trying to get other countries with Indo-Pacific interests interested in the region and interested in this issue. So it's quite ambitious.
We recently saw the U.S. Secretary of State, Pete Hegseth, visit Japan, and he's really pushing for countries to spend more on their defense. How do you think relations between the United States and Japan will change under this new Trump administration?
So I think one important thing to remember is Japan has always been under pressure from the US to spend more on defense, whether it's President Nixon, whether it's President Carter, Reagan, and so on. This has been a steady thing. And since 2022, when Japan really did sort of produce an about turn in its defense policy, Japan has been, I think, doing quite a lot to make good on what the US has been asking it to do. Not just because the US wants it to spend more, by the way, but also because Japan itself recognizes that its role in preserving stability in the region has also changed. Secretary Hegseth's visit to Japan, that was also, I think, went quite well. Hegseth used some language about lethality and so on that some in Tokyo may have found a little bit bracing, but overall I think the direction was good.